Hello and welcome everybody to my channel here. This is just a kind of an update on Sinful Saturdays. So I'm going to break it down into a little bit of what you might expect here and kind of some other things and, a couple little maybe pet peeves or whatever else that I'm just going to, speak truthfully, rawfully, be honest, and just say what it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, and I'm beating around the bush or anything else. Just going to say what it is. And there's been a lot of things that have been going on, and yeah, you can hide in the corner. You sure you don't want to hide in that flower pot instead with the bone? Hi, Beth. That's okay. You listen in, whatever you're doing. Um, Engage as much as you want or not. I'm just going to say, the few tidbits that I need to, and just go with it. So the biggest is, maybe it's a pet peeve, maybe it's not, maybe it's just the way that I'm being recently, and this and that. And some people are being this way. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not being within certain people's circles. I don't know. Um, what? You don't know what's going on? Haven't been taking any notice. That don't worry about that, Beth. You've been doing your own thing in your own life, which is, of course, always, your main self, your main health is always number one, and I'll always say that. Everything else is second, because if you don't take care of yourself, pretty much almost nobody else will. Yeah, people will, nitpick at you and tell you, "Oh, get off your ass and go do this," whatever. That's fine. Um, but I got so many different thoughts. What's going on? I'm still kind of planning stages for the Sinful Saturdays. I don't know if I'm going to do it this time. Uh, and I did come on early, and what I did say was going to do it at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, and just, I'm not sure whether I want to do it this in the afternoon. I don't want to do it at a certain time on Saturday night, because I know so many other people across YouTube are all doing things all in around the same time, within a half an hour to an hour of each other. And it's kind of like, well, if I start doing that too, then now I am competing with them, even though I'm not competing, but I'm still, in essence, you're competing with them. So it's how certain things go. Now, um, one thing which I kind of hate, and it's kind of happening, and I don't, and as I said, I'm not into the loop or in the clique or niche of certain people all the time. And this is a multi-thought thing here, and this is me, my choice, my views, what I decide to do, um, is because I don't show up to other people's premieres and everything a lot, or some of their lives, or this or that. And I've said it before, and I say it again, that my main reason is because of different people that I've either pushed away, or I've decided that I just no longer want to associate with them because of the stupidity and drama of the past that doesn't really seem to disappear with some people. Hey, PPR. Um, so I stay away. Sometimes, even though those are people that I don't really agree with anymore, or I don't want to be around, or I don't want to associate with, I may pop into some people's streams. I don't say hi anymore. And that's just me. I'm just being that way, because some people, and I'm not pointing fingers or anything, that some people just, they're ass kissers. They blade charge, and hopefully you're not working too hard out in the heat. Um, I know I was yesterday, but I'm all right. So it's kind of, I've been like that in the last little while. Yeah, I know, Beth. Drama is always going to be there, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's what you decide to do yourself. So you have a choice. Either you kind of suck it up, or you deal with it in your own way, but then that goes off into two other tangents. Either you just totally ignore it and just never bother with it, or you put up with some of it for a certain period of time. So it's like me, I'll pop into somebody's live stream. If I see some people there that I don't care about, I might not say anything. You'll see me with my eyes just to tell you that, hey, I'm there, I'm listening. Even if I don't say anything, sometimes I'm there for the whole damn stream, but I just don't say anything because I just keep it to myself because I don't want to be bothered with the number of people that are there. Because I'm just not interested in them. I pushed a bunch of people away, and I've pushed a few people away recently just because I don't hear from them. I see where they are, and you know, I feel that words that come out of their mouth isn't exactly what they're doing, and some of the things that they're doing is kind of stupid. But that's another different point. I've been kind of myself because not coming into a lot of streams where I pop in for a bit because Monday to Friday, my life schedule is all over the place. So I wake up about 3:30 in the morning a.m. at the earliest. And sometimes I'm awake until about maybe 11 p.m. at night. Not always, but that's on some days. Now around 6:37 to 7:30 p.m. in the evening, I've had my dinner, whatever. If I'm home, I start to crash. I start fighting with my eyes, trying to stay awake. And that's what it is. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you got too much in your mind." No, actually, I don't. Like last night was probably the best sleep I've had in who knows how long. But I always wake up after 3 to 4 hours, no matter what. Sometimes sooner. Sometimes I get an hour and a half and I wake up and then I roll over, try to fall back to sleep again. Sometimes it's like I wake up and I'm wide awake. It's like, but I don't do what a lot of people do is try to fall back asleep or force myself to sleep in bed. I get up, walk around, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't turn on the lights or anything. I just move around. Sometimes I might, just sit there on the couch and fall back to sleep again. But I'll make sure that I have alarms nearby that if I need to wake up at a certain time, I do. You only wish that I do, Beth. So that, my schedule's all over the place because I am working for a retail company now. So my hours for them is whatever it is that they schedule. I don't have a set schedule. I don't think they will put a set schedule either. So I have to have some flexibility with what I have because right now it seems to be that, yeah, I have my weekends off. So that's the general for a lot of things for why I'm not around, why I'm not doing things. And I know I have to finish off my last few segments of my 8 parts of the mythological creatures of Canada. I think I'm at 5 right now, and I got 3 left. And these last 3, I don't know about that unless you're a part-timer, Beth. But full-time, there is a minimum amount that you have to have as a full-timer minimum by workman's comp here in Canada, which I believe is 28 minimum. They can't go under that. It's just a law that's been made for workers, period. Excuse me while I wet my whistle with some lime water. Yeah, naturally. Slices of lime squeezed in or just dropped into water, let it fuse itself into your water. It's great. You can do it with fruit and whatever else. I do it a lot more with lemons and limes than I do anything else, but that's just me. So that's a general. Now, Sinful Saturdays, it's a little kind of a twist in a way what I mean by it. And sometimes what we do is I'm going to have themes or topics for this. And the idea plan is to do this at least once a month. If it starts to get a little bit more popular, a little bit more people, come in and they're engaging in chat and everything, this and that, then I may decide to do it a little bit more. I want to try to keep it at the same time on a Saturday, as much as possible. I may have maybe guest speakers come on. whether if it's an interview or we come on and we talk about a topic, because I know they know enough information or they have experience with the particular topic that is going on. Now, I'm going to go off here on the web page. I'm just going to try to see if I can find my list, and I'm going to give you kind of a breakdown on some topics, basically mythological creatures that are not just Canada. We'll touch on them, and some of them are similar to other parts of the world. I'm just trying to see where the hell I had them here. So there's that. Now, I may be doing a few other things on top of it. I do other little shorts. I do other things here on this channel. They're not basically on mythological creatures or something haunted or something paranormal. And some of you may have seen that. If you haven't, by hey, all means, go back to the main web page to this channel, and you'll find that there's a few different playlists, and you can look and you can see all the different things that I do. Now, I'm going to try to say some of these, and I'm just going to give you names. I'm not going to give you too much of them, but a few of you know what it is. Basically, ghost, zombie, lynch type idea, or waith, if you want to call that, or a specter. Grims, stray sod, a prolonged pellist, maybe crucifix, ent, basilics. We could talk about the abominable snowman / yeti if you want, depending on how you want to look at it. Yaktina, winged peg, ifrit, witches, clouded phantoms, death head, vampires. Just to give you a general idea of some of the creatures and topics that we talk about. We could talk about, and bring it up with other people, talking about Wendigo. It happens. It has been foretold all over the world, but it's not where it's originated. So, we'll talk about that and have different people come on, have had their different experiences or have their different information for what they know because they've talked about it, already know about it. I've followed different other YouTube channels. I've been on a couple of other ones, interviewed for whatever the interview it is, whatever they want to talk about, or or they tell me, oh, well, you can talk about whatever you want. But if I'm doing an interview, I'm going to kind of try to do it a little different. I don't want to seem similar, yet those some questions will be. You just can't get past them because there's certain questions that you have to ask. But to engage the special, guest in a different way than normal, that's part of my plans. And I'm not trying to say too much because I don't want to throw too many things out there and somebody else kind of do something similar to me. I want to be somewhat different. I am different. I'm strange. I'm unusual. I am what I am. So, it'll be that way. Now, I do have other things that I'll be doing and come later the end of the month on my other channel, which are strictly for this purpose only, is video games. Now, I haven't been doing anything there, and I don't know. I haven't been playing hardly any video games lately. I've been playing game apps on my tablet, but nothing that I want to stream and show you guys about. I could show you, where I am in Raid Shadow Legends, but then, it kind of gets a little bit boring for a little while. Hey, Derek. So, these different little things like that. There may be some other little things that I may have bought that I might show you, every once in a while. I usually show you when I have hot sauces now. My last four, pack of four, I've kind of showed you them, but I haven't really reviewed them. And I'm also at the same time been waiting for my personalized hot sauce to come out, because I am making it. There is also another endeavor that I've been trying to get, or which I was hoping to get started in March, but um, personal reasons, things just kind of fallen through, and that was beyond my control, so I couldn't start it yet. But it is coming. A few people know what it is, and that's fine. You can just keep that to yourself. You don't have to say anything because I don't want to say anything and screw it up. So in time, in time. Aikido. Huh. Any exercise above and beyond what you do your normal day is good, period. You don't have to be in a gym. You don't have to follow any particular full regimen. You just have to make sure that you change your eating habits. Make sure that you're eating your minimum 3 meals a day, and that your portions are smaller than usual, and just not a lot of sugars, not a lot of salt, and a lot of greasy foods, fried foods. Cut a lot of that out. Eat a little more your fruits and vegetables are normal, and that's basically going to help you out. Like, there's certain things once you reach a certain age, Dirk, that these fruits and vegetables that you should be eating more of. Are you sure that you're walking and not being dragged? Or is it that you're getting sat on? Hey, Beth? I can joke around because the people I joke around with, I know them enough that they can handle what jokes I throw their way, that they pull their legs, and that's all it is. Nothing I wouldn't say to my own sister or do to her, so don't worry about that. And well, I'm talking about my biological sister, not another one who's actually there in chat. She hasn't even said anything yet. She's just sitting there watching, and I know she's there because I told her to be. Now, there may be things where I might come up and ask you about, what is your favorite of the sins, and we'll kind of talk about it and put it in with whatever basic um, things that we think that would fit that sin. Talk about, so if you talk about lust, what animals that we know of, creatures, etc., deal with lust? No, I am dragging him. Well, that's typical of bulldogs. That's typical of bulldogs. That's their normal nature, Beth. Um, it's they have, from my experience, low attention spans. Well, you know that there are. Well, I don't know about over in Windsor. I know here. I know over in the city in Toronto, they do have samurai classes, but you practice with wooden sticks for your swords. You don't actually get to use the proper swords. At least not in in a match type idea. You might use them to learn with because of their weight, but that's about it. and usually you end up with kendo sticks instead. But you wear the full gear, mask, and all that. But martial arts, well, as I said, she's lurking in the corners of the dark. That's Queen Biatch. Um, she's big time into martial arts. She's learned all sorts of martial arts that most people don't even think about. It depends on who the teachers are and where they were actually born and learned from, Derek. So that makes a big difference too, because there's a lot of dojos or gyms or studios, etc., whatever they want to call them. Um, a lot of the teachers or the main masters that are supposedly masters of them, they've learned everything here only in Canada or in the USA, and it's not the full true martial arts. It's a very watered down version. Um, so it's kind of hard to say, and a lot of them, that's all they know. That's all they know. Um, and with true martial arts, the true masters, there's no such thing as degrees of black belt, and the color of a belt means nothing. That's the real truth. But that's a different story. That's not part of what we're talking here. Um, so yeah, it's just something that this something that I want to do. I've wanted to do something like this similar for a long time. I just haven't pushed it to get through, and then real life has changed things here for me, and it's kind of like you put things on the back burner, and then you come back and say, okay. Um, well, if you dug your toenails into the ground a bit more, Beth, you wouldn't fall over. Plus, also, if you got the right footwear, you wouldn't fall over either. She's probably going, you cheeky bastard. You little fucker, you. You bloody ass. Um, so yeah, it's kind of, a little bit of what I plan it to kind of be. Um, as I said, finish off the last three of the 8-part series, and I'll probably do a lot of, maybe I might do them all tomorrow. I don't know. I see how I feel. Because the last 3 days, oh my God, has it ever been hot as can be? Oh, okay. Yeah, because I know QB's been to 3 different Japanese temples to learn forms of martial arts. But she won't say which ones they were. She keeps a lot of that stuff to her. So she'll tell me, but, she's like, no, don't say anything. Because she has nothing really to prove to anybody about it. And she goes and learns as much as she can, but she also, can afford doing this stuff. What was it? Last summer? I think she was over in Russia learning the Secret Service martial arts that they have over there. And she took her daughter with her, the youngest, and her youngest is kind of following in her footsteps, pretty much into martial arts a lot. Her oldest uh, is into the same fashion sense that QB dresses when she's out and about. And it's not the typical thing that most people understand. Um, there is true goth, not the emo, not the goth black outfits and chains and piercings and all that most teens you see wear. Talking about real true goth, a bit of punk that she adds a little bit with a bit of Victorian from time to time. But this is going way back to true roots because it's not about what you wear, it's how you live. Because true goth or gothic, it comes from the Germanics, which was originally the Germans going way back before the Roman times. They had a certain way of living um, back then. A lot of them, the movies and TV shows, they depict them as being savages, similar to like how the Vikings were. That's all, they're savages, right? They don't believe in anything. They have no rules or this or that, and um, yet though both of them are nothing like what they're depicted in any movie or TV series. They're actually completely different. But that's the real stuff, and it's kind of different. Um, got changed. Um, but you know, maybe part of some of those things could be part of Sinful Saturdays because they're sins of what has happened for the stories that they're talking about. To say these certain things and to take certain things back into history and time and look at it. Oh, when did it start? Who was the first to put it to noted that, oh, they knew about the form of Bigfoot, Sasquatch, or Yeti or Abominable Snowman, depending on where you are in the world, they're basically the same general creature, but different because of the altitude, the area, the region, and the religion that's behind it to determine what it is and how it acts. Now, I did show you something that was sent to me, and I put it up as a short baby talking to Bigfoot. And that was a couple with their young, I guess, toddler or younger, under 3 years old at least. And you could hear in the background whatever it was that was yelling out, and the baby was responding to it. So, it's a little different because you hear the baby really loud, but you can hear the creature in the background. They were going grouse hunting. Was it grouse or pheasant? I think it was grouse. And I know the area. I've been there, and I've never heard anything like that. And that's in northern Ontario, Canada, out in the bush. I think that's, if I remember correctly, I think it's farmland for the grouse, for grouse hunters to go. It's a very well known grouse hunting area. Um, I've been up there not for grouse hunting, but for just basic backpacking, exploring when I was younger. Um, but I never heard anything like that. So it was like hearing that's like, go, well, it's no bear sound that I know of, and it's no wolf or coyote sound that I've ever heard of. So what the hell is it? So it makes it quite obvious, that there's something there. They didn't move from it, but it was funny though. Every time this creature made a noise, the baby would sound off, and they're trying to get the baby to stop making noise because they're trying to hear it, trying to figure out where is it, especially how close it was, because it's not a sound that you would have normally heard. Um, so different little things like that. So even if people do um, on the main webpage, on the main channel here on the wall, if you go to the about, there's an email link that is there. So if you have, audio, video footage with audio, even of something unusual, weird, creepy, you want to send me, by all means, send it. Just let me know what it's about. Um, and if you want credit given to you about it, then just let me know. and I will put them up. I'll, just add my edited intro and an outro and just go from there. Jeez, what the hell did you? Okay, never mind. Never mind. So there's some of the other things that I do. I don't know what else really offhand. That was my general thoughts. I have thoughts all over the place. Sometimes I write them down. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I change my thoughts of what I was going to start to do, and then said, no, I'm not doing that. I'll do this, just to do it. So hopefully, sometime this month in June, I will bring you the actual true first episode of Sinful Saturdays. I don't know whether if I'll have somebody as a guest with me on or not up on panel, or I might just do something with the topic, and whoever comes in, we can just kind of talk about that topic as chat goes by, whoever's in chat, and I'm not going to worry about it, how many people are in chat or not. But, hey, if you do drop by, whatever, hey, hit the thumbs up, or even leave me some comments down below if there's something else that you're curious about and you want to know. You can give me it, and I can look at it as a future topic down the road, if I haven't already covered it. And if I have, then, I'll tell you, and I'll grab the links, and we'll put links into the chat so that way you can go back and see the little tidbits of whatever it is that I did. I don't know if there is still any more. There used to be right downtown Toronto on Yonge Street, but I don't know if that place is still there. And I don't know how authentic they are, because it's been a long time since I've been down in that way. So, and I know that YouTube doesn't give proper notifications always. And it's nothing that YouTube's fault. It's Google. Google screwed up YouTube even more than what it was before Google took over. So, if something goes wrong here on this platform, it's not YouTube, it's Google. And people have to realize that they're the ones that are in control of it. They're the ones that change things. They put a lot of computer bots to monitor everything. So they have computer bot monitors or moderators that watch things, see certain, images, certain things that are spoken, certain things that are typed. They're the ones that do all this unusual garbage. There are some things, though, that, from what I'm told from the inside of YouTube, because the person that I know that still works there, that works inside, that was with YouTube before Google, merged them together and paid for them, that certain things that come up that I've asked, and they said, no, that's not true. This isn't true. That doesn't happen. And, it's just what it is. Yeah, I'll drop you all right, Beth. But anyways, I wasn't planning to be on here for very long. I just was, doing a few things, and I said, oh, you know what? Let me just come on instead of waiting till 3 p.m. I know it's like my time is 5 minutes after 3 p.m. right now. And I just decided to come on, just, say a little bit, see who all popped in, who didn't. And if you're, catching this on replay, hey, thanks. Just, let me know that you've watched it on replay. And that's part of the pet peeve I was going to kind of talk about, and I kind of jumped around it. That, yeah, people tell you, they want you to come to their streams, whatever, blah, 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 be loyal and all this and that. But at the same time, I don't see them ever come to my stream when I'm live. I don't see them really comment too much on my videos saying that, they did. Now, I know a couple people do, and sometimes I hear about it in other ways, and that's fine. But if they truly are and they're being, that way, it's like, well, okay. why am I putting out the effort if you're not sending the effort back? It's a two-way street, and that's the way I look at it. I don't show up to everything, and that's fine. I'm not expecting people to show up to everything, but if you do, let me know that you have. You know, it's nothing hard. It's a few seconds of your time to type rewatch in the comments down below that that you didn't catch it live, that you're rewatching it. I try to do that too when I am rewatching things. I don't watch everything because not everything interests me, and everything I do, I know it's not going to interest everybody, and I'm not going to try to do that, or as the typical quote goes, to please everybody. That's impossible. Um, to each their own. That's all I can say to that. And everybody chooses what they do at the end of the day. Time zones too. I get that, Beth. You know, you're 5 hours ahead, so I'm not worried. And then again, there's the other time zone that you're in that you're dazed and confused, but that's another topic for another time. um, but with that, I don't know anything else really offhand. I'm not going to say anything more because I don't want to say anything extra until I do these things. Now, as I said, one of these other Saturdays for this month, I will bring you the first episode of Sinful Saturdays. And I will finish off my last 3 parts for my 8-part series of mythological creatures of Canada. And these are part of the main 8. There's more, and some of the ones I mentioned, they have several names, so it is what it is. Have you ever been in the inside of a nutcase? And if so, did you like it? Was it colorful? So with that, I hope everybody, you wherever you are, you enjoy the rest of your day, your night, your morning, your afternoon. Hopefully it's not too freaking hot or too muggy, that it's reasonable. And with that said, I will see you guys again sometime on the dark side of the moon.